Deserts, the driest places on Earth, cover more than 1/5 of the landmass. An unforgiving landscape, hot winds, creeping sand, and miserable droughts describe it well. Vacant, hostile, unfavorable, and devoid of human life, if that is how deserts are alleged to be, this one breaks the mold. Straggling between the third desert in the Sindh province and the Rajasthan desert in India, Cholistan stretches 26,300 square kilometers, being the largest of the 4 deserts in Pakistan. Locally known as Ruhi, it drapes 30 kilometers from Bahawalpur, famous for its own unique and rich history. Living together for the longest of times, Cholistan Desert is an amalgamation of Hindu and Muslim communities.
मेरा नाम से सुखराम है और इतना असा को अरसा हो गया जॾहिं मस्जिद बनी ऊँ तो पहले भी पता नहीं किन्ने उम्र गुजर गई किन्ने सदियां गुजर गए ते ॾाढा सा को ॾोॾा सेंदा भी मस्जिद दी मिट्टी में पाती गई.
Hindu communities reside in dome-shaped huts called gopa. The exterior of the roofs is drafted out of straw. Colorful mirrors and hand-drawn paintings grace the inside of the gopas. The Muslim communities live in not much different square-shaped structures stood out of the mud and clay. It is miraculous of the people making home in Cholistan, where life is a constant battle of survival with fluctuating resources. The people there live a nomadic or semi-nomadic life dependent on their camels, which have been a symbol of survival and thrive of the people and their struggles.
क्यों जो रकबा सा को गवर्नमेंट थोड़ा दीते कई लोग आबाद थी गए कई उमें वधन जिन्हां लोगों को मिल गए चलो तो आबाद थी गए जेड़े उमें वधन तो वो वल तंग भी हैं.
For centuries, camels have played an essential part of their transportation, livestock, and war. The desert has certain holiness and sacredness to it because of the existence of the graves of those Sahaba who brought the message of Islam to this part of the world. The 4 Sahabas, Hazrat Tahir, Hazrat Tayyib, Hazrat Jawad, and Hazrat Jawar, have been buried under the sands of Ruhi, lying peacefully in the farthest of areas sent by the last prophet in Islam, Muhammad, peace be upon him. Be it any religion, worship has always been integral to the soul, even in the remotest of areas. Hindus have their mandirs built nearby, beautified with bells, diyas, and incense. The Sri Ram Devta temple is also one of theirs. By offering camphor lights, they burn egos, give away their knowledge, and in it they behold their God. It is the sand which upholds the imperial history of royalty and eminence. Amongst the remains of some 40 forts crossing the desert stands the Rawar Fort. Rai Jaja Bhatti, a Hindu Rajput from Jaisalmer, was the first to build this fort, which was captured by the Nawab of Bahawalpur, Sadiq Muhammad Khan I, in 1733 to have made it what it looks like now. The fort around has 40 bastions that stand 30 feet high with a circumference of 1.5 kilometers. Lying open in the middle is a cannon that was once part of the artillery regiment of Bahawalpur army. The hallways speak of the stories, legends, and myths for which the fort is known for. Legends claim Dev Raval to have built the colossal fort around a tree which was believed to be sacred, could still be found in the courtyard. The inside of the fort is a heap of rubble, crumbling in dangerous and unpredictable ways. Hallways that once scented with glory and radiance now smell of hay and feces. The magnificent ceilings, carved and painted, are now collapsing. What once stood as a masterpiece of manpower is now on the verge of becoming obsolete. Opposite to the fort is a 171-year-old mosque built by Nawab Bahawal Khan in 1844. The Ayub Mosque is a replica of Moti Masjid in the Red Fort of Delhi, India. It is said that the mosque was built by the Nawab's personal holy man, Pir Ghulam Farid. It has 3 domes and 4 corner minarets, the typical Mughal architecture with intricately decorated mihrabs. The mosque is clad in white marble from inside out. Once used by the royal families, the mosque is now home to the baths with people visiting once in a blue moon. A few hundred yards from the fort rest the Nawabs in their royal Abbasi graveyard. Inside the hall, with engraved wooden doors, besides the walls embellished with blue stones, and under the roof embedded with mirror mosaic laid the graves of the Nawab. Graveyard with minarets Hayal blue is a historical monument of a Abbasi dynasty that ruled for nearly 200 years, founded in 1748 by the Abbasi Nawab Muhammad Bahawal Khan.
विचरोहे देरांदियां नाजुक नाजुक जट्टियां विचरोहे देरांदियां नाजुक जट्टियां.
Moving around in vibrant cholis and traditional anklets, these women are no less than their men around them. They justify their roles well in income generation. The traditional handcrafted quilts, famously known as rali, made by the women of Cholistan, sent over and sold at high rates. The average annual rainfall in Cholistan ranges between 100 to 200 millimeters, limiting the availability of fresh water. This is why one comes across water storage ponds known as a toba. Where one is found, life blooms around it.
ते एक खोई है मिट्टी बस होंदे तो सारा शहर साढ़े 400-500 जुगा एक का खोई तो पानी बन जाए.
आराम परस्ती उहा है जो अल्लाह ताला बारिश दे देवे ता 6 महीने रोही चोलिस्तान विच वञ आराम परस्ती नाल गुजरेंदे से.
वाल हुण तो 4-5 साल पहले दी गवर्नमेंट सहूलत दी असां को पैप जरिए ते पानी भेजे.
This ocean of thirst may look dusky from a distance, but in it echoes the surreal folk, mythical traditions, and the legends of those masters who once ruled. It beholds an unshakable bond between its people and their struggles, a story of resilience amid the most challenging places on earth, where the pulse of life still beats strong.
सूर इन्हैया साड़ी साड़ी